This one's interesting. Am I the asshole for telling my husband that if he walks his ex down the aisle at a friend's wedding, I won't go? One of my husband's best friends is getting married in a month. Both he and his ex were asked to be in their respective bridal parties. His ex and him share a child, and him and I share a child. While I don't have an issue with them being in the bridal party together, I do have an issue with them being paired to walk down the aisle. They could easily switch up who walks with who, but for some reason they seem adamant on having them walk together. Everyone in the bridal party are all old friends and often talk about times that he and his ex were together fondly. I do not like that. To me, it seems like a calculated decision. Not only does it seem unnecessary to have them walk together, but it seems inconsiderate. Am I the asshole for saying that if they are to walk together, I won't attend the wedding? To add, no, they are not maid of honor and best man. My husband has voiced to me that he doesn't feel comfortable walking with her, but doesn't want to add to the bride and groom's wedding stress.
Oh, come on. Well, so here, I was in a wedding with an ex. I was a bridesmaid.
The tea.
And an ex of mine was a groomsman.
Mm-hmm.
I would bet my life that it never even crossed the bride or groom's minds to be like, Aaron and boy will walk together.
Yeah.
I would literally bet my life that it didn't even cross their minds.
And why did it cross their minds? Because they respect you.
Because they're normal people. This is toxic.
They respect you, and they respect your current partner if you had one at the time.
Yeah.
And his current partner if he had one at the time.
Yeah.
And they're not looking for trouble.
Yeah, this is straight toxic. I can understand where he's coming from to say, like, he doesn't want to add to their plate to ask them to switch it. But come on. It literally, it's not like you're changing a seating arrangement.
I know.
This
also,
is so dumb.
Who you walked on the aisle with literally does not matter on the wedding day. Well, that's why I was like, is it that deep? Because on one hand, who you walk down the aisle with does not matter. Like, I was in my cousin's wedding, and the two people that I walked down the aisle with, I remember one of their names. And one of them, I literally don't know his name. Mm-hmm. And then I've never talked to them again.
I guess
so,
the only thing is that, like, you know, you get pictures with this person. Like, so this wedding that I was in, I ended up walking with the bride's brother.
Okay.
And it was cool because, like, I have known her brother since he was, like, much younger. And I remember her telling me, like, you're going to walk with my brother because you're probably one of the only people he feels comfortable with because he's very, like, shy and quiet. And I have, like, pictures doing our, like, reception entrance. And it was, like, fun. And, like, it's, like, us laughing. It's, like, me and my friend's brother. And it's like, you're gonna do this like fun entrance at the reception with your ex that you share a kid with. And like,
I forgot about the reception. I was just thinking ceremony because like, you don't even talk to them during that time.
But even during the ceremony, like, someone's still gonna take a picture of you two walking down the aisle together, and you both look your best. You're both dressed to the nines. You have your hair and makeup done. Like,
but I still feel like that's not that deep.
It's not that deep. But if it like even slightly is like uncomfortable, like, why would you make them do that? Like, why would it even cross your mind to be like, these two people should, unless you literally have one maid of honor and one bridesmaid.
Yeah.
And it's just like, sorry that it just has to be this way because there's only two people.
Right.
You can very easily switch two people. I don't care if it means she's just like swapping at the altar for height order or something.
Yeah.
Like, come on. It is the idea. You're right. The idea of walking down the aisle together is not that deep. But if they were to ask you to switch it, it is really not that deep to switch it. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, that's a good point. Come on, just switch it.
Yes, you're right. It's like walking down the aisle isn't deep, so switching it isn't deep either. You're right. Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
And if you respect the person, just switch it.
It makes me mad that they often talk about times that they were together fondly and then they're doing this.
That's what I'm saying is toxic.
I get, though, that they've all been friends for a while and these two people share a child together. So, like, of course they're going to talk fondly about the time that they spent together. They have a child. Like, obviously something good came out of that time.
And you're allowed to speak fondly of your memories.
Yeah, exactly. But that paired with, like, this, just something seems weird. I don't know. I don't like it.
I don't like that at all.
But OP is asking, is she an asshole for telling her husband that if he does it, she won't go to the wedding?
I think she might be pushing it a little bit by saying, I'm not going to the wedding. But I can see where she's coming from if she listens to them talk about this great couple all the time. And now we're putting this couple together in a performance. Mm-hmm. This is I mean, that's a little toxic to OP. So like, do I think she might be pushing it a little bit, saying I'm not going? Maybe, but like, it also is, she's certainly not an asshole to be like to the husband, if you love me, you're gonna tell them we need to try to switch this.
Yeah, true. I feel like it wouldn't be rude to the husband to be like, guys, I really just, this is weird. Like, can we all agree that this is weird? And then the bride and groom should be able to be like, oh, okay, if it makes you uncomfortable, I'm gonna do this to make you more comfortable.
And
like,
I'm sorry,
it's
but
so
if
easy.
If you're in the wedding, you are close enough to the bride and groom to say something.
Yeah.
Unless they just got randos in their bridal party.
Exactly.
No, you should be close enough to these people to be comfortable enough to say something.
Yeah. And I feel like when it comes to wedding stuff, especially, or like asking your friends or your family like for favors in these stories, a lot of the comments tend to be like, why are you entitled to think that you could ask that? Like, there was this one story on a past episode where a sister had a really emotional connection with a song, and then her sister was getting married, and she was like, am I the asshole for asking her to switch the song? And I don't remember what the top comments were, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were like, you're not entitled to tell her what song you want her to dance to, or like something like that. But it's like, you're sisters. Like, you're allowed to ask your sister straight up, can you just not? Like, if I was getting married and you came to me and you were like, can you not dance this song? It's the one thing that means something to me, and you don't even have an emotional connection with it. And like, just be freaking for real. Like, can you just do this one thing for me? I'd be like, yeah. We're sisters. That's what people, that's what family who is supportive and cares about each other does for each other. So like, this guy asking his friend who's getting married, dude, can you please not put me with my ex? I'm sure some people would be like, you're not entitled to ask the groom for anything. And it's like, you're not entitled.
He's
just
not
because you ask
right.
Just because you ask the groom to do something for you,
because
like,
something makes you uncomfortable.
Like
it's
you're
not
friends.
even like you're showing up and you're like demanding another +1, or your kid come to the wedding, or like some crazy thing that even affects them. Like, you're saying I'm uncomfortable doing something. And like, what it comes down to is you are friends. You are allowed to go to your close friend. If I am ever, any wedding that I'm in my lifetime, it's because I am close with that person and I love and respect that person. And I would hope that they would hear me out if something made me uncomfortable. And I know for a fact that whoever's in my wedding someday, if I ever have a wedding, I know for a fact that I want these people to come to me if there's an issue. Don't come to me about being entitled. If you really do feel entitled to something, then just... you don't need to be a bridesmaid. I don't care. But if it's like an issue and you're just coming to me as a friend, that's what friends do.
I know. That's why it makes me sad when I read the comments that are like, your friend doesn't owe you shit. And it's like, yeah, you're right. They don't. But you're still allowed to ask your friend for a favor, and it doesn't make you an asshole if you ask your friend for a favor. And it doesn't make you entitled if your friend does the favor for you.
Right. Like,
why is that a bad thing?
For? That's what friends are for.
Exactly. I'm going to read the top comment, but keep going.
I don't think she's an asshole for saying, can we try to fix things? Maybe saying, you know what, if this doesn't change, I'm not going, is pushing it a little bit. Like, maybe you're just going to then add to this drama of them wanting your significant other to be with their ex. Like, maybe you don't want to play into the drama, but I do think that like you have every right to say, I wish things were different in the situation.
I feel like it gets complicated when, if she went to her husband and she's like, I don't want to go if you're walking with his ex. I feel like the only thing that the husband could do is ask for them to be switched. And if the bride and groom say no, it's like the only other thing for the groom to do to make the wife happy would be to drop out of the wedding.
Right.
And in that sense, I think that's like too much. So I feel like the better solution, or the better thing for this OP to do, is ask her husband, can you make it a point to ask them?
And if they tell them why it's so important to them.
And if they really, really deny you, I'm not going to like it, but I'm going to appreciate that my husband did the right thing. It's
and
just like
honestly,
so hard
down the road, if the couple getting married is like so firm on you will be with your ex for this event, then you keep that in the back of your mind when you have this couple in your life, you know, around your kids and in your personal business. Just keep that in mind, because you know where they stand. But you can't hold it against your husband, and like then you really, I guess, are going to be the drama if you don't go to the wedding.
I know.
Because as sad as it is, they're going to make this about you.
Literally. They would. Because if they refuse to switch the husband and the ex, that I feel like would show that the type of people that love drama, and they're going to turn it on her.
And if you don't show up, then now it's you're being dramatic and petty for not showing up to the wedding.
So that's a good point.
Be the bigger person. I mean, definitely get your husband to try, not just like, hey, can we switch? No. Tell them why you want to switch and why it means something to you. And as a friend, this is what would make you and your significant other comfortable, and see what happens. And then really, the husband, if they say, no, we're not switching, he should keep that in mind too.
Yeah, he should be like, why? Like,
but yeah, if they don't switch, be the bigger person and like show up and look hot. But just know what kind of people they are.
If they don't switch, you should show up in a white dress. Just kidding. You should just wear a wedding dress and be like, you want drama? Let's have drama.
Yeah. You're making my husband choose between me and his ex. Who do you think he's going to choose now?
Yeah. Most of the comments were not the asshole. They agreed with us.
She's not the asshole. She's not an asshole. I don't think she should not go to the wedding, but I don't think she's being an asshole.
Yeah.
You're okay, OP. Be the bigger person.